Let's take a look at what happened today with Tesla. We closed at 305.30, down $27.26, 8% down, 8% down. Post market, we are up by 0.65 cents. So let's take a look at the chart. Let's see how these numbers fit in our chart and in our patterns. So first off, this is where the candle has landed. Boom. So red candle, a little bit of a wick at the bottom. So we see that we still have some buyers present there. It's not a candle that went just straight down. There's a little bit of a bounce. So we have some buyers still present. Are they going to last? That's another question. Because of this candle, we are back into our downward channel. I'm sorry to say, we are back into it. We were outside of it for 3 days. Now we are back into it. This line is now back red, and we have a bunch of lines that I need to turn red. I put red lines when the stock price is lower than these lines, and green lines when the stock price is higher than the lines. So right now, this is what we have. Again, we are still above 295. That's another fact. Still above 295, of course. We are still below 372. We had a smaller congestion zone that I've talked about, 335.73 at the top and 313.13 at the bottom. So boom, we are outside of this one. So right now, where does that leave us? Where does that leave us? Let me mention that yesterday Tesla had a earnings call. We see the results. So in terms of the numbers, things were not too bad. So we had an earnings surprise, 0.7%. This is very small earnings surprise. And also a revenue surprise, 0.97% higher than what was expected. Things were not super bad in terms of those numbers, but what counts is what are the buyers doing and what are the sellers doing. And Tesla just does not have the pizzazz anymore that it once had. It once had a lot of pizzazz. To go from $300 to 484 in 2 weeks, we had a lot of pizzazz at that point right here. A lot of pizzazz, even if the revenues were not super good. But people are seeing that Tesla is maybe topping in terms of the revenues and even decreasing in terms of the profits. So I think that for the car business, people don't believe that much in the car business anymore because it's flatlining a little bit since last year at least. So I think that now there is so much attention on the Rotaxi and Optimus Prime that this is what people are waiting. And there are other stocks to invest in. So people don't have to limit themselves to Tesla. It's a shopping game. If we see that Nvidia is moving and AMD is moving, then why concentrate our money on Tesla, which is not really moving? So I think Tesla is victim of that too. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart, so yeah, the first hour of the day was down. We broke lower than 305. So on the 1 hour chart, it was a legitimate short signal. We could have started to fill the gap up after the first hour, but no, we just continued during the first hour. So then this is what I called on Discord. I said, this is looking like a short. Down to 295. This is our main support at 295. This is a very important place. But we stopped at 300. We stopped at 300 and the stop loss that I called was just above 305. The stop loss was triggered. So what this means is that Tesla is a little bit stronger than I gave it credit for. We'll see what is going to happen. But on the last hour of the day, that 305 is now gone. It is gone. We are just below. So this line right here should be red. It's going to be interesting to see where we are opening tomorrow. We seem to be opening higher than 305. There's a little bit of zigzagging, so I would advise you to just wait after the first hour tomorrow, and then we can have a little bit more clarity as to what is going to happen. Let's take a look at the VIX to understand how the rest of the market fared. Extremely low VIX, 1538. This is all good. This is super good. 20-year bonds tried to go higher but was squished down. I like to see this. The 10-year also the same thing. Dow Jones, this is what was expected. Look at this. Yesterday came very close to 45,075. And now we are cooling down a little bit. So this resistance is very important. Once we are going to break, this is going to give a nice impulse to the stock market. SPX also caving in just a little bit, but this is what is to be expected. It's on the resistance. Nasdaq continuing a little bit higher. Russell, this is a sideways day. In Bitcoin going sideways, we are still bullish on Bitcoin on the daily chart. As you see here, this is the bullish channel we are in. We are going higher, we are pausing, and sometimes we are pausing for 2 months. And then boom, at some point we are going higher a little bit, and now we have been pausing for a bit over a week. So it's possible that we pause until August before we have a move up right here. Between you and me, you can buy right now because we are still in this bullishness, except that we are just trending sideways for now. So if you want to be in position for the next leg up, you need to be into it. If not, sometimes the leg just happens way too fast and boom, the move is already gone. And then there is another sideways move. So if you want to get in, you put a stop loss at 115.206 right below this support right here. And if you want to give it a little bit more leeway, you can put your stop loss a little bit lower at 111.940. So doing that gives Bitcoin the chance to come back lower and bounce on this and still continue, which would make the move still a bullish move because this is the bullish channel we are in like this. Ethereum, as was expected, we started to slow down close to this downward resistance right here. We have slowed down for a couple of days. We are still bullish. We are still above the 21-day moving average. Stochastic is still very strong, and now we start to see this green candle right here. It seems like we want to be bouncing on 34.46. So, you know, this is making this a little bit more interesting to get back in. Of course, this is only one candle more than what we had yesterday, but this one is green. The perfect case scenario for me would be to go back to the 21-day and then bounce on this. But right now, as I see this, there might be stronger moves in Ethereum. If we look at the RSI, it's still overbought. It was starting to cool down from the overboughtness, but now it's jumping again. So maybe this thing is going to surprise us very soon. We need to watch this very closely. And on the 1 hour chart, we were trending down like this, boom. And now we are no longer trending down. Maybe we should not wait too long before getting back into this if you have gone outside of it. We have a little bit of a top. We have a previous top at 37.68, which we touched a little bit yesterday. So I'm going to put an alert on this one right here. If this triggers, I think it's time to get back in. Yeah, Tesla, stronger than expected. Let's give it time a little bit so that things stabilize a little bit and we start seeing a clearer pattern about this new reality post Q2 earnings. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate links. Get this also. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.